Think tomorrow. You become the owner of a McDonald's restaurant. Before you sell your first burger, you need something much more important: a location. Because in the restaurant business, where you operate can determine how many customers you can reach every single day. Imagine your restaurant sitting beside a busy highway. Cars are constantly passing, families are traveling, workers are heading home, and hungry drivers see the familiar golden arches from the road. Now compare that with a restaurant hidden on a quiet street where almost nobody passes. The difference can be enormous. That's why choosing a restaurant location isn't simply about finding an empty building. You need visibility, parking, easy access, nearby businesses, residential neighborhoods, and most importantly, enough potential customers. For a major fast food restaurant, the location becomes part of the business itself. Once you've secured the location, the next challenge is building the restaurant. And this is where the investment starts getting serious. You need a kitchen designed for speed: commercial grills, fryers, refrigeration systems, freezers, food preparation stations, storage areas, point-of-sale systems, and a drive-through designed to move customers through quickly. Then there's the dining area: tables, seating, lighting, bathrooms, signs, and all the equipment customers never notice, but the restaurant cannot operate without. The goal is to create a restaurant where hundreds of orders can move through the kitchen without everything turning into chaos. Every station has a purpose. One employee handles one task, another prepares ingredients, another assembles orders, another manages the front counter, and another may focus on the drive-through. The faster this system operates, the more customers the restaurant can serve. And that's one of the biggest secrets behind fast food. Speed isn't just convenience, it's part of the business model. Now the restaurant is built, the kitchen is ready, the employees are trained, and the doors are finally open. But where does all the food come from? A major fast food restaurant can't simply run to a supermarket every morning and buy enough ingredients for hundreds or thousands of customers. It needs a massive supply chain operating behind the scenes. Beef, chicken, potatoes, buns, cheese, vegetables, sauces, drinks, packaging. Every ingredient has to arrive on schedule. And the supply chain has to be reliable enough that a busy restaurant doesn't suddenly run out of its most important products. Imagine the lunch rush begins and the restaurant runs out of burger buns. You might have plenty of beef, plenty of cheese, plenty of fries, but without buns, you can't sell the burger. That's why restaurant supply chains are built around planning, forecasting, transportation, storage, and strict quality controls. The customer may only see a burger on a tray. Behind that burger is an enormous logistics operation. But getting the ingredients to the restaurant is only half the challenge. You also need consistency. A customer ordering a burger in New York expects a familiar experience. And someone ordering the same menu item thousands of miles away expects something remarkably similar. That requires standardized processes. The ingredients need to be prepared according to specific procedures. Cooking times need to be controlled. Portions need to be consistent. Food needs to be handled safely. And employees need to follow the same basic system during every shift. Because imagine if every restaurant made the same burger completely differently. One location serves a huge portion, another serves a tiny one. One fries the potatoes for 2 minutes, another fries them for 5. The customer experience would become unpredictable. Standardization solves that problem. It turns thousands of individual restaurants into parts of one recognizable system. And that's one of the most important ideas behind the fast food business. The customer isn't just buying food, they're buying a predictable experience. Now, the restaurant is running. Customers are coming through the doors. The drive-through is busy. Orders are moving through the kitchen. And every transaction creates revenue. But here's something important. A restaurant doesn't make the same amount of money from every product. A customer might buy a basic burger. Another orders a complete meal. Someone else adds fries and a drink, and another customer adds dessert. Those small additions can make a major difference when thousands of customers visit every day. That's why the menu is designed around more than just burgers. Fries, soft drinks, breakfast items, chicken, desserts, coffee, and other menu options give customers more reasons to spend money during each visit. The restaurant can also encourage customers to upgrade their order. Instead of buying a single burger, they might choose a combo meal. Instead of a small drink, they might choose a larger one. And instead of leaving immediately, they might add a dessert. The individual increase may seem small, but multiply that by hundreds or thousands of transactions, and the numbers become much bigger. But there is another side to the economics. Revenue is not profit. Every burger sold has costs behind it. The ingredients cost money. Employees need wages. The building needs electricity. Equipment needs maintenance. The restaurant needs cleaning. Packaging costs money. And food can be wasted. Then there are delivery and operating expenses. So the restaurant owner isn't simply asking, how many burgers did we sell? They're asking, how much money was left after paying all the bills? This is where efficiency becomes extremely important. If employees work efficiently, fewer labor hours may be needed for the same number of orders. If inventory is managed properly, less food gets wasted. If equipment is maintained, expensive breakdowns can be avoided. And if the restaurant serves customers quickly, it can potentially handle more orders during busy periods. The goal isn't simply to sell more food. It's to build a system where the restaurant can handle high sales volume while controlling its costs. Because a restaurant with huge revenue but uncontrolled expenses can still struggle. But here's where the McDonald's business model becomes truly interesting. You don't necessarily need to own every restaurant yourself. Instead, the business can expand through franchising. A franchisee invests their own money to operate a restaurant under the McDonald's brand and system. They have access to an established business model, the recognizable brand, standardized operating procedures, training, technology, marketing, and a proven restaurant concept. In return, the franchisee pays fees and ongoing royalties according to the franchise agreement. This changes the economics of expansion. Instead of the company having to fund every new restaurant entirely on its own, franchisees can provide capital and operate locations. Now imagine this happening across thousands of restaurants. One restaurant becomes hundreds, hundreds become thousands, and thousands become a global network. That's how a simple restaurant concept can scale far beyond what one owner could build alone. But franchising isn't the only piece of the puzzle. Behind the restaurants is another powerful asset: real estate. A restaurant needs land, and the best locations can become extremely valuable. Busy intersections, major shopping areas, high-traffic commercial districts, locations surrounded by homes, offices, and transportation routes. The restaurant isn't simply sitting on that property. It's positioned where millions of potential customers can reach it. Then technology adds another layer. Customers can order through mobile apps. Digital menus can speed up ordering. Self-service kiosks can reduce lines. Loyalty programs can encourage repeat purchases. Delivery can bring food directly to customers. And data can help restaurants understand what customers are ordering and when demand is highest. The traditional burger restaurant has become a technology-powered retail business. And that's what makes the model so powerful. It's not just about selling burgers. It's about combining real estate, food, franchising, technology, supply chains, marketing, and customer loyalty into one enormous system. That's how a simple restaurant idea can become a global empire.